Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here. In today's video we are going over the price of Bitcoin. Someone reached out to me on Twitter and I think I've uploaded previous videos with just my face on the whole time because I forgot to click both buttons to do screen recording and webcam recording. So here I go, and I apologize for these low quality videos, but I'm in an area that has very poor internet and it will take like 3 hours to upload a video. So when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, I'm just going to tell you right now, I've just literally made a whole video on this, so I'm redoing it. Bitcoin is looking bearish across all time frames, okay? This is nothing to get excited about to enter a position. I am still paying close attention to this green crossing over the red, okay? I think that's going to be a huge signal to get in that I am actually excited about and looking forward to. Okay, so what I mentioned before is how a massive buying opportunity came in 1 year. I'm talking about the previous, I'm talking about Bitcoin's previous market cycle. So that, what year is this? This over here is, yeah, okay. So when Bitcoin hit $20,000, right over here, no, this is Ethereum. I knew this chart looked funky. Okay, this right here is Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit $20,000 the week of December 17th, and then 1 year later, the same week of December 17th, was this huge buying opportunity where Bitcoin had a low of $3,184. I've been saying this in many videos. It's all about patience, okay? Like, we obviously know we're never going to get the top, and we're never going to get the bottom. But the most profitable trade you're going to make that do not consume your whole life are literally, like, buying and selling 6, 12, 18 months from each other, okay? So we are 2 weeks away from Bitcoin being 1 year of its previous previous all-time high of $69,000. We are 2 weeks away from that. Bitcoin can pull back 50%. I think that is still very likely. The first range that I'm looking to buy in is like 16,000. The second low range that I'm looking to buy in is like $11,000, $12,000, $13,000. So that is what I am paying very close attention to. Had the Ethereum chart up because what I mentioned before is that sometimes Ethereum leads the way. And it's always, in my opinion, important to look at Ethereum to see if it leads the way, but it's not. It's just as bearish as Bitcoin, and they're pretty much trending in the same direction. So there's no signs that Ethereum is really giving us that is going to give us much hope here. So over on the Bitcoin chart, let's go ahead and look at the daily here. I mean, like I said, we cross all level time frames. We're seeing a little bit of a pullback here. I also want to mention we have the CPI data coming out, but that's like 20 days away. And so what we've seen, Bitcoin's history, is that the CPI numbers really aren't all that good for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin typically has seen a pullback in almost every instance. Within days or a week or so, CPI numbers typically are not all that good for Bitcoin. And we also know that those numbers are a heck of a lot of bullshit, I guess you could say. I don't know a nicer way to put it. We also know the IRS just came out, they're lowering tax brackets by like 7%. But here's the problem. The problem here is that inflation is way more than 7%. They want to say it's, 8 point something percent, but we know it's way higher than that. It's not reported accurately at all. The way they source their data does not give really accurate information. Okay, for example, a year ago, gas was like half the price. Gas is up 100%. So we just got to stop with this 8% bullshit because I'm like so sick and tired of it, and I think everyone else is too. So I'm just being really patient here on Bitcoin, like I've been saying for a while. I'm not going to rush in at all. Absolutely not. So it's interesting because we're seeing a lot of data information, especially around housing, that is not really correlating to this massive drop yet in the price of homes. And the sentiment, I feel like, has definitely changed. So let me just kind of give you a quick story. I was in California in April of earlier this year. Came to visit my parents. A house had sold across the street from them. This is like the Central Valley of California, not like by any big cities at all. Less than 1,000 square feet. I think it sold for over $400,000 within like a day or two. I come back now in October. They live in a very small neighborhood that's, I don't know, maybe 20 to 25 houses. There are 2 houses on the market. And I asked my parents, how long have those houses been on the market for? And they said, oh, like maybe a month or so. Okay, and this is a town where houses fly like hotcakes. People pay big money here for houses. Not really that nice of houses, just your average house. But people pay a lot of money for that small town safety living. Even though, oh my gosh, the amount of dirt here is insane. I feel like I'm going to die just from all the dirt that I've been inhaling. So, yeah, just a completely different sentiment when it comes to the pace in which houses are being sold. But that's obviously just one very small example when it comes to the entire economy. So I think that it's so weird because I feel like there's so much data pointing into the direction of, okay, like stock market, housing market, all markets, everything is going to pull back, quite a bit. But it really seems like it's actually lagging in some scenarios. And this definitely feels like a slow bleed, but you just never know. And like from one day to the next, things will just kind of feel like it goes from slow bleed to like jumping off a cliff. Like we have to be ready for that scenario. And so have those buy orders set on Bitcoin. You do not want to miss the opportunity. Obviously I've been talking about the 1 year from the previous all-time high. And so I think it's important that the next 3 weeks you really keep an eye on Bitcoin, set alerts, have your buy orders ready to go. Very important. But also keep in mind that I think it's probably more likely that this gets dragged out, that this goes into 2023, like midway into 2023. So realize that is also a potential as well. But hey, look at it like this, okay? I still think that Bitcoin will correlate with the previous cycles on having a new all-time high in correlation with the halvening. And so that just means more time for you to hopefully stack some cash and get ready, because nothing fundamentally has changed when it comes to Bitcoin, just the price. And mass adoption really hasn't come into play yet. And so I am really excited for where the price is going to go in the next market cycle. So that's all that I have for you today on this video. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I hope you get to spend some time outside in the sunshine. That's all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.